NorCal. 209 King of Comedy. It's Rick without the K. James presents, in my opinion, podcast.
So on this one, it might be short, it might be long, I have no clue yet. Let's see how passionate we get. Is Tom Brady the greatest football player of all time? And I'm going to start with you on this, Rick.
Well, hopefully I won't go very long because I don't watch a lot of football, right? So,
Again.
yeah. But I did write it because again, there's the comparison between Tom Brady and Michael Jordan. And I feel like Tom Brady didn't bring back the NFL. The NFL has always been progressing. So, as far as the athlete, man, the age that he is and what he does, like, you can't take that away from the dude. But I also believe that sports are rigged. So I believe, like, I knew he was going to win this year. I knew they had to put it out there that this is the way he wins with another team. It's this dialogue that they want to put out. And you guys can hate on me for that. I don't give a fuck. As far as the greatest athlete ever, or greatest football player, I guess since I don't watch a lot of football, yeah, fuck it, give it to him. So.
Okay, so we want to talk about athletes. Tom Brady's not in the fucking scenario because he's not a fucking athlete, okay? Tom Brady is a wimpy. I mean, look at his, they always go back to his rookie shit. The guy's not a specimen at all. He's a cerebral stud. To me, this guy is the guy where I compare Bill Russell to Jordan, okay? I'm not talking about who's the greatest athlete. I'm talking about who's the best winner. Because to me, that's the greatest football player. You're not talking about greatest fucking athlete. That would be fucking Thorpe, okay? The best athlete to ever walk the fucking world is Thorpe, okay? So, you know who he is?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So, because that motherfucker played pro level at 11 different fucking pro sports he played or something. And so, anyway, this guy, the thing of it is, I don't care where he's at or how he's at, he finds a way to win. And that to me is what makes a player great. We're not talking about the greatest athlete, we're talking about fucking the greatest football player. How can you argue with a guy that's been to 9 championship games and won 6? I hear this stupid argument all the fucking time. Joe Montana never lost. Joe Montana only made it to fucking 4. How can you argue he only made it to 4 even though he won all 4 versus a guy that made it to 9? Okay, he only won 6, but he still fucking made it to 5 more and won 2 more than fucking Joe Montana. Now, I like Joe. I think Joe's great. But I'm not a Tom Brady fan, but by fucking default, what he's done, what he's accomplished, you have to fucking give it to him. For all you young motherfuckers out there, Jim fucking Thorpe, look up the name. Go ahead.
I think when you start having that conversation though about how many you've been to, then one day we're gonna have this conversation about LeBron and Jordan. Jordan never lost. LeBron made it to 10 of them. You know, it's the same. Yeah. It's the same type of shit. But I think Tom Brady is one of the greatest football stories. I wouldn't say player, but just one of the greatest football stories. Just on a simple fact that he chose in the 6th round. Everyone passed up on him. He becomes one of the smartest football players fucking ever. Like, he can read every defense. He's been in every situation. He's faced every diversity. He done took teams that had no receivers, teams that had great receivers. So and he proved this year that it wasn't just the system. It wasn't just the coach. I'll go in a different system. I'll change the new coach. I'll bring in a new way of football to a city who haven't been there forever, and I'll still take them to the promised land. So I think it's one of the greatest football stories. You know what I'm saying? When it's all said and done, the guy been to hell of them. The guy did it in multiple places. They actually compare him to LeBron now because he done moved to a different city and won another one. And he's still playing old. He's playing past. You know, because I mean, honestly, Joe Montana wasn't as good when he got to the end of his career.
He was breaking down at 35.
Brett Favre wasn't as good at the end of his career. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see all these players that play a little older. Even Drew Brees. And I love the hell out of some Drew Brees, 4,000 yards a season, but he's still not up there as far as, staying that long. So you got to give him credit for how long he's played. You got to give him credit where he came from. And I think that's why he's so good, is because he always got that chip on his shoulder. No matter if he's been a 9 of them. He's still that guy who everyone passed up on until the 6th round, and everyone thought wasn't going to be shit. So,
plus, he's from the Bay Area.
I think the story
from the Bay.
I think the story part's great because, like, you talk about like Kobe earlier, and you talked about Kobe longevity. The story, you got to talk about the longevity of Brady.
Yeah.
To be a 43-year-old quarterback and still doing it at that level is just unheard of. And that's one of the stories I think that's going to be taken far beyond that, is how he came up with the TB12, the system. He eats freaking avocado ice cream. I mean, the shit he does to keep himself in shape.
You always be having some off the hook facts.
It's true, though. It's true.
I would have went with the supermodel pussy that keeps them young.
Well, yeah, not to mention
that right there.
Not to mention she averages 3.9% times more than him per year. So he makes $30 million a year. That bitch is making like 120. It's fucking unbelievable the amount of money she makes. But the storyline I think is really nice because, and I think that's right. When you talk about when he came out as a 6th rounder, if you see the pictures of him, he looks like I thought. There's no athleticism in him. He grew to be a great player, and I believe it was his mind. That's why I like Peyton Manning at the end. If you want to talk about great quarterbacks, I'm gonna say right now the best quarterback I've ever seen is Patrick Mahomes. The things the kid can
He'll win
do
next year.
The things the kid can do, I've never seen a quarterback from A to Z be that great. I mean, I just haven't. So he's got everything. But to me, Tom Brady did it with 1/10% of the physical ability like a Patrick Mahomes has. So that's why I give it to him.
You still got to work hard. It comes down to good coaching, and it comes down to just having that drive, man. You got to have that drive.
But see, I talked about Bill Russell, a will to win and a way to win. That old man, Tom Brady, will find a way to win. It might not be pretty like Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes might be falling like in the Super Bowl. That boy was falling. And he threw a sideways.
And it was still on target.
Perfectly on target. You think Tom Brady could have made that? Hell no, he'd have been tripping.
So, let me say 2 things here. Like, I didn't weigh in. Is one, we're gonna see the passing of baton, and it will be to Kansas City. Yeah.
I think it's already been passed. I think it was.
It's going to get passed back. That's what I'm saying.
I think Brady was like that one last.
They have to let.
Nope.
They have to have Tom Brady go out on a high.
He already won a Super Bowl, Patrick did.
Yeah.
So I think it's already been passed. I think it was that that like the old man last hurrah.
Yeah.
I think Brady's last hurrah was it.
So now it's going to get passed back, and hey, Patrick, you do your thing. So that's going to happen. And then I want to say, Tom Brady, if you're ever in the area, we would love to have you on the podcast. All right.
Actually, Tom, you can go to hell, but send Giselle. If you Giselle, hook us up. I'm gonna put my number down at the bottom.
Alright.
Boy, Charlie Murphy, main man, Rick James. That's the one you think, the comedian Rick James. Get up.
I can't hear my neighbor crying, I can't breathe.
Please hit the subscribe button down low so you can see all new clips, all new episodes coming to you.